Hello, everyone, and happy Sunday to you all. We just dive right into it. I have been thinking lately a lot, and I noticed that the more I meditated, the more awareness I had of my transitions from my sleep to my waking state. And of course, this metaphor of awakening is not lost on me, but I digress. Um, so, when I was younger, as I have explained before, and a few times as an adult, I have experienced myself watching my body sleep just before merging back with it. So I really think there's something to my sleep state and waking state, and the veil being really thin for me in that specific way. What I would like to talk about today is this amazing vision I had, or rather, message, one morning before opening my eyes. I was in between sleep and just awakening, and what I saw was like I was watching an illustration of my own existence. A movie is the best way I can put it. I saw that I was a vine that extended from an out of sight or off screen and much larger vine, or better yet, presence to the left of my vision. I knew this to be understood as God. I watched many of us actually be offshoots and have incarnations and experiences of our own. And the way it was illustrated to me was like a very clear, immersive 3D experience. This vision had a black, or rather outer space backdrop, just a vast darkness, and all I saw were the vines constantly moving about, extending, and growing from God. I then saw my own lives, plural, and my vine, which went in a circle. Within this circular growth were many versions of myself. Anytime I looked at a male or female version of myself, all I saw was their outline of their body, no detail, nothing specific. Uh, but what was apparent was the amount of light within each personality. I saw what I understood to be my current self and my past lives, but they all ran concurrently because this was a circle and all happening at once. To better explain it, how I am today affects who I was and who I will be, not just tomorrow, but me in a new carnation of my spirit. So the lessons are my gifts to keep from each life and bring with me to the next one. The idea of there only being a now was what I was experiencing while watching the many versions of myself. That's the best way I can explain it. Hopefully, I can get better at it, but um, that's how I understood um, this vision, which was outside of linear time. So, to go back to it, thought was so immediate. So, when I looked at a male version of myself, that life or that body to me was auto zoomed in. That male me that I zoomed in on, in particular, didn't have much light within his body. I immediately understood that he was having a tough time. I also get that it means he wasn't allowing love in or sharing love outwardly. It's kind of like a collapse of energy or depression. This created sadness, him being so closed inward. You know how you can focus on so many negative things going wrong, and it's just a downward spiral from there. Kind of like that feeling. I got the feeling that he was just like in deep sorrow, which was sad. When I got back to myself, my current self, I did see more light radiating from me, which was a relief because I too know what sadness and depression feels like. I saw that it was my purpose also to share my leaves. And to be specific, I saw them as palm leaves that I was freely handing out to others. And the message was to give as much of it away as best I can. Give away, give, give. You know, I saw myself giving away um, palm leaves. I don't know what that means. I'm still trying to figure that out. Am I giving away um, um, pieces of me, love, kindness, life? I guess a leaf exemplifies life. But I should also note that at the beginning of this dream, I heard a repeated statement or chant. And this chant said to me, "You are not dawn. You are not dawn. You are not dawn." So matter of factly that I accepted this statement and then saw my other selves. At first, it was confusing, but now I know that it means I am much more than just this body, more than a personality and 4 decades of experience as Dawn. We are way more than this vehicle we walk about in. And that reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from A Course in Miracles. Chapter 31 states, "Seek not yourself in symbols. There can be no concept that can stand for what you are." Now, when I woke up immediately afterwards, I drew what I saw. I mean, I'm no artist, but I had to recapture this moment. It was very real to me in another realm because the sight that I had with my eyes closed was so fascinating and moved in a very different way than how things move or how I even see in while conscious in my waking state. So all of this was packed away for about 2 years, as this was, like many other experiences, very hard to share with those who knew me. I know that I was judging myself. Um, when I really think about it, and if I'm honest, I know that I was judging myself more so than anyone else. I didn't give them a chance to. I was just like, oh, this is different. This is a little wild. And to truth be told, I was scared to speak on it with anyone. I then came across a book last year in 2024 called At Your Command by Neville Goddard. And on page 41, I read, "I am the vine and ye are the branches. Consciousness is the vine." I immediately put the book down and walked around my apartment in amazement. I was like, no way, no way. I finally get an explanation for what I saw. No freaking way. Um, I just needed a moment to take that all in. And this happens to me ever so often, when I am trying to find an answer for a vision I saw, or I happen to come across something synchronistically. In this book, he quotes a number of Bible verses to kind of substantiate the true meaning behind what this life means. And I never heard this quote before, but it actually is from John chapter 15, verse 1, where it describes that we are nothing without God / the source of all there is. I go over in my head about what give it away means, and I'm thinking my experiences or how to find your way to peace when you have chaos all around you, or even how using meditation or how to acknowledge the divinity within ourselves. The meditation, of course, being a way to ground yourself and come back to who you really are within. I still have so many questions, but I am learning how to share what I know and what I have seen. I also share my compassion and love with others without expecting anything in return. I do this for my coworkers, strangers who may need someone to talk to, and of course, the family members I am still in contact with. This right now is my sharing. Thanks again for joining me this week and listening. Are there events in your own life that are so extraordinary that you would like to share? Let me know in the comments or privately. I'm always interested to see what others have experienced beyond the veil in their own lives. Now, next week, I will share the various ways in which my loved ones have said goodbye to me after their deaths. There are 5 different events, but I may just lump them all in one episode. I hope you all have a great week, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.